Yeah, so as Richard mentioned, up in Yorkshire, I've been running a lot more leadership groups during lockdown, unsurprisingly. Sometimes mixed with engineering, manufacturing, and professional services. And there definitely is a divide in kind of thinking, I think, there, which we can touch on maybe later. But we have one dedicated Yorkshire Lawyer leadership group that's been running for about 9 years now. And we met more in lockdown, and I think the members really valued that sense checking actually more than anything else, because certainly at the beginning it was all a bit frightening, I think. So just by way of context, a lot of those firms are more traditional high street firms, and they've got quite a lot of private clients. So a lot of family, wills and probate, and conveyancing, as well as the corporate side of things. I think the overarching theme, when Richard asked me to sort of summarise how the sentiments up here, the overarching theme I kind of came up with is flex. That's what it feels like. Had to be an awful lot of flex in different disciplines. So flex in terms of the working patterns, which I know you've discussed a lot here. One of the members, Paul Berwin, said the phrase, and I like it because it's a very simple phrase, but very difficult to do. People are the most effective when they work in the way that's most effective for them. So we had lots of stories about older partners still turning up at the office, huddled away in their office, and nobody daring to tell them that actually there was a lockdown and they were supposed to be at home. And equally, lots of people thriving and being really productive remotely. But how much of a challenge that is to be able to get that agility in a firm to accommodate that type of sort of flexibility of working patterns. And there are some models that are coming in with, a couple of core days and then a floater day and then some days at home, really changing the hours so that people can miss the commutes and come in much earlier and leave much later. So that's definitely kind of starting, but that's a big mindset change for everybody. So there's the flex in the working patterns. Interestingly, one of the members mentioned the kind of flex in the leadership style. Obviously, generally professional services, it's very consensus driven, coaching, quite gentle, not so much micromanaging, no dictatorial approach. But during lockdown, certainly at the beginning, people just looked to the leaders and they wanted something much stronger, much more direct. And the people who were the best communicators were the ones that were seen as the better leaders. Now we're getting to a stage where that's having to be pulled back again. It was needed for a few months, but people wouldn't want that permanently, I don't think. So flex in the style. In terms of the headlines, actually, Richard, the poll there about what people are talking about in the board meetings, it really did mirror our group. So on the plus side, actually turnover in lots of those firms seemed to be up and back the same or better than they were before lockdown commenced. Probably skewed a little bit by the conveyancing, residential conveyancing. Most of those departments have nearly doubled in size. Some of the firms saying that they're back because of that, and the combination of really getting a grip of their operational efficiencies, which obviously again came in high in this poll. They have massively reduced their overheads. I think one mentioned around a 50 grand saving in a very small firm just on going pay polite. I think what that highlighted to them was actually these things should have been done earlier, but hey ho, they've been done now. So they're kind of, the profitability is definitely up. So they're all good things. I think the hardest firms, the struggle was with multi-offices. One of the firms has around 15 offices. Operational efficiencies, obviously the challenge is there, but the biggest gains are to be made there, I think. I think where they got a little bit lapsed, if they're being really honest, was on debtor days for a little while, because they were wanting to be sensitive and gentle with their clients, and they've kind of had to clamp down on that again. And maybe, Sebastian, this might be interest you on the sort of security side. Yes, all those processes and systems were implemented at home, but maybe without not. So there were a few gaps, shall we say. So I think that security has been tightened up again. I think another positive is the looking at clients from a client care perspective rather than a case perspective, and that's been a positive to help widen those types of nurturing conversations that happen with clients. In terms of moving forwards, I think the balance now is between, yes, you're productive working from home, but we're missing that culture and that fuel, that the positive fuel that you get from being in the office and kind of bouncing off each other. So I think, and that's going to continue with that sort of juggling of balls, if you like, particularly with lots of my manufacturers. They've kind of got everybody in, and then within a few days from schools going back, all the self-isolations happened again in the quarantine, and it's going to be a lot of toing and froing, I think, now in decision making. And that's going to be tricky. But again, I think the leaders have learned a lot more of that flex, and therefore should be well placed to be able to cope with that. So